Now let's get into Jameis Winston and the NFL. Those of you who've been readers of mine have already heard my thoughts on this, and I'm not going to go too far in depth with it. But Jameis Winston was recently suspended for 3 games for allegedly groping an Uber driver. This is, it's been an allegation that's been out for a little while. It supposedly happened after his rookie year. This was done as a settlement, reportedly, with Jameis Winston. Therefore, he's not going to challenge it. And the settlement was reportedly, from the NFL side, a way to keep them from having to relive the Ezekiel Elliott debacle, where Ezekiel Elliott took this and challenged it the entire way and nearly won. It was this big, looming shadow over the NFL for a very long time. Now, to fully understand why this happened, you have to go back a lot farther than this season. This all goes back to Ray Rice in 2014. Let me break it down for you. In 2014, TMZ broke news that Ray Rice had allegedly assaulted his wife in an elevator. All right. Ray Rice was subsequently suspended for 2 games. Again, all right, there was no policy at the time. That's what the NFL decided to do. Well, a little bit after the suspension was announced, the video of this assault was released. And outrage filled. There's a ton of outrage out there. The NFL then claimed it had no knowledge of this video, and then decided to suspend him indefinitely after the fact. The NFL was later beaten in court by Ray Rice because of, double jeopardy. Obviously, you can't do that. And this was the NFL's first attempt to overcorrect. Later on, they would continue to kind of push these situations on the back burner with the Josh Brown situation, and also with a few others that would come up. But after getting these wrong in kind of 1 game, 2 games, Ezekiel Elliott in 2017 would be suspended for 6 games for domestic violence after a long investigation, and they really looked into it, and they decided to suspend him 6 games. This was the NFL overcorrecting as well, which is fine, but there's only one problem. There was a ton of conflicting evidence on both sides, and Ezekiel Elliott knew this. So Zeke decided he was going to fight back. He fought him the whole season almost, and he nearly won. So, when the NFL is faced with another situation like this with Jameis Winston, which I know domestic violence and alleged sexual assault aren't exactly the same, but they're both heinous, and they both should fall under similar policies. The NFL decided to do the one thing it couldn't do in this situation. It predictably and inevitably, and a surprise to no one, they got it wrong. They did the one thing they couldn't do. They decided to settle with Jameis Winston. In a time where the Me Too movement and the Time's Up movement are in the forefront of our society, a prominent player is accused of sexual assault, and they take a lukewarm, middle ground approach. The NFL had 2 real options here. They could either A, suspend him the entire 6 games if they believed he did it, which, judging by their statement, I have to say I do believe they believe he did it. I'm not passing guilt or innocent, judgment here. I don't believe that's my place. However, I believe that they believe he did it. Again, judging by the suspension and their statement afterwards. Or if for some reason they really believed he didn't do it, again, I'm innocent until proven guilty. On this channel, but they could have, if they really believed he was innocent, made a statement saying he was innocent. They did it with Jarvis Landry in his domestic violence dispute. They came out and said he was innocent, or there was not enough evidence. They could have easily done the same thing with Jameis Winston and taken a stance that they believed he was innocent. Instead, they did send a message. Not a message saying we won't tolerate sexual assault, or not a message saying that we believe our player is innocent. No, the message they sent was completely different. In a time mired with NFL controversy, the message they sent was, we believe he did it because we're suspending him, but we don't believe this domestic violence incident is worthy of a full 6-game suspension. It's probably not their real intention. Again, they're probably more worried about saving face with the legal battle. But that's still the message they're sending. Again, in a time where all these things are so prevalent, the NFL does what it always does. It got it wrong again.